All right, hey everyone. We're back for another administrative THERMS screencast. We're going to cover admin users and how they can create and manage users, other users in the system, security company users, your security officers or security staff that are working for your organization. So we're logged in as Acme Security. I've got another window opened up and I changed the background color and image so we can distinguish between the admin user, John Doe. He has admin access, and I'm going to switch screens here to the regular security officer, James Dean. And if I click on his profile, he only has regular access. So he's got the white background. And I'm going to switch back to admin now. The dark theme is the administrator. So users in THERMS are self-explanatory. I'm just going to cover some quick details in case anybody has questions or so they fully understand how users are used in THERMS. In the admin area, I go in, I can click on my user list. This is going to be the same list that shows in the staff roster here. So I see all my users. I can click on a user and I can view some information about them, their login history, last time they logged in, that kind of stuff. I go back to the admin area. Now we need to add a user. We have a new employee, or we just created our THERMS account, and we need to add our users. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to create a user now. First name, and we're going to go through here, Jason Bourne, title, and he's going to be just a regular security officer. And his badge number, we're going to assign him a badge number. This could be whatever we'd like it to be. It could be B155, S155. I've seen security organizations use the identifier S for sergeant and then the badge number or employee number. I've seen them used A and then their badge number, and A signifying that they're armed. Different signifiers like that. So we'll just use a simple number for our badge employee number. Because he's a security officer, he doesn't need any special access in the system. If he was a supervisor and we wanted him to have report approval and some other access, we would assign him supervisor. But for now, we just need him to have regular access. And we're going to give him an email address in our system and give him a phone number if you want to contact Jason Bourne or any other security officers want to contact him. They can see his contact info in the system under staff roster. And we're just going to give him a regular username, jason.bourne. Now I can assign a password or can easily generate a random one here. This password will be emailed to him as soon as we complete this. Now a quick piece of advice on passwords. We've noticed a lot of security companies using THERMS will use something like password 1 as just as a default, and then they tell their users to log in and change it. I highly recommend against that. Just it's bad practice in general, whether it be your Google account, THERMS account, or Facebook, whatever it is. I would recommend just using the generate, and then if they don't like this password, they can change it once they log in. So there, we got all the information for this user. I'm going to save it. And now Jason Bourne has been sent an email letting him know that Acme Security has created an account for him. And it takes us to his profile. Here we can see just the basic information that we created. Right now regions are not enabled in THERMS as of the time of this recording. They will be in the future where we can have multiple regions. So the email has just come in to Mr. Jason Bourne. This is a sample of what it'll look like. It shows that it's coming from Acme Security and it's going to Jason Bourne. It lets him know a new account was created for him. It gives him his password and he can log in. So that's what the email looks like once you create a user account. Now back to this a little bit. Say this user forgets his password and for whatever reason he can't follow the instructions on the login page to change his password. You can change it for him manually. I can go in here and change this ABC123. Must be 6 characters long. I can save that password for him. So that immediately changes his password. Down here we have a deactivate button. I can deactivate this user. As soon as I click deactivate, if he is logged in at the time that I click deactivate, it will log him out. So he will no longer have access to THERMS. When I reactivate him, he can log back in. So in the staff roster here, we can see Mr. Bourne. This is what all the other users will see. If I hover over his name, he's never logged in. Not yet. It'll show the last time he logged in. User login history. So if we go into Mary Poppins here, I hover over her name. She got offline an hour ago. Useful information sometimes. If your company has the chat feature enabled, you'll see a chat button up here next to how long ago they were online. So we'll get into some quick details. Regular users have all the basic access in the system. I'm going to switch to the regular user profile. So they have the same dashboard we have. They can see all the same information on the dashboard, except for they don't see report approvals because only supervisors and above in the system can approve reports. And really the major difference between regular users and administrative users are regular users cannot edit other people's information or any posts or content that they've put in THERMS. So I'm logged in as James Dean right now, a regular security officer, regular access level in the system. If I go to the bulletin board, this bulletin right here was posted by John Doe yesterday. Notice I don't have an edit or delete button on this bulletin. All I can do here is post another comment. But I do see the delete button next to my comment. I can delete or edit anything that I post if I'm a regular user in the system. So just so you understand that about assigning access, regular user access to your security officers and staff. Now a quick demonstration of a report. I go in here, I create a location, I add an entry, I click mark as complete, and it gives me a message here. I can't edit it because it's marked as complete. So Mr. James Dean has completed a report. If he goes here to, he has another report that's in progress. So this is the one we just completed. We know it's not approved because it doesn't have a check mark next to it yet. So I click on that, and here's my report. But it has not been approved yet. So I'll switch back to the administrative view. And the administrator has a number 1 here with the green icon. That's one report that is pending approval. So I can click on it. It will show me down here that James Dean has one report that's pending approval. So go ahead and click on it. Now, as an administrative user, supervisors and above will see this green box here to approve reports. So I can approve Mr. James Dean's report. I click confirm approval, and then it shows me that it's been fired off in an email to Tiffany Winkelmeyer, and it's been sent. So if I switch back to James Dean's view, he will see this report approved on that report now, up here at the top. So he's just a regular user, so he doesn't have the controls to approve reports. We're going to go into dispatch here. Dispatch is editable by any users. So because a security officer may need to edit a dispatch entry. Now, if a dispatch entry is 7 days or older, it's not editable. None of these entries are 7 days older from today's date right now, so I can't demonstrate that. But let's say this was 7 days or older. I wouldn't have an edit button if I was just a regular user. Only administrators will have an edit button on any dispatch calls that are 7 days or older. Anybody in the system, if dispatch is enabled, anybody in the THERMS system can create dispatch entries also. We go into locations. As a regular user, I can view all the content everybody else can. I can view expired, but notice I don't have any controls here for edit or delete on these bolos because I did not create any of these. I'm logged in right now as James Dean as a regular user, so he cannot edit anybody else's content except for his own. So let's say, for example, if James Dean was working at Cascade Shopping Center and he needed to edit and reactivate this bolo, he would have to contact John Doe, shoot him a message or something with the internal messaging system, or he can just post a new bolo. So the regular users can only post, edit, and delete their own content. Supervisors and above will be able to edit and delete other users' content. So if I go in here, regular users can create, and they cannot edit or delete any service or duties. So if you do not want this feature to be available to regular users, you can go into your company settings, and there will be a checkbox you can turn it off for locations to allow regular users to add services and duties. But notice I cannot edit or delete any of these because I'm just a regular user. Now reports. This is just a brief list of recent reports for this location. I can create reports, obviously. I can go into contacts. I cannot edit any contacts. I can only view them. But I can create a contact. And if I do create that contact, then because I created it, I'll be able to edit it. So supervisors and above can only create contacts for locations. Files. I cannot delete this file, but I can view the file, the property map. John Doe uploaded it, so only supervisors and above will be able to delete this. But if I upload a file, I can delete my own file that I upload. And then we'll go into subscribers for the location. I can't add subscribers, but I can view the subscribers, who's receiving reports for this location. And so that pretty much sums it up for the users. I can see the user roster. I can't see other users' login history just as a regular user. Only supervisors and above can view the login history. However, here it does show my login history because this is my profile. I'm viewing myself here. But I cannot see Mary Poppins' login history. Only supervisors will be able to see that. And file box. I've got my files, organization files. Those are viewable by everybody in the organization, and my files are only viewable by this user that I'm logged in as. So that's users, and that's how we manage them. In a manager or admin profile, you can add a user here. If we need to, say we let an employee go or a security officer and we need to deactivate him, I go in here, click on his profile, deactivate user, and there we go. He's now inactive and he's no longer able to log into THERMS. A reason why we don't actually delete the user profile, we just put them as inactive, is because if we were to delete the user, it would delete all their reports also. So there shouldn't be any cases where you actually need to ever delete a user. But if you need to delete a user that you just are tired of seeing in the inactive profile list, contact support and we'll help you with that quickly to delete a user profile if it's necessary. Okay, so that sums it up. If you have any questions or features, ideas for users, hop in the forum or the chat and fire away with some text, and we'll see if we can help you out with that. If you find any bugs, as always, file a bug report. That's it. Thanks for watching.